Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, SWGOH fans of all ages, please put your hands together for the hosts of the Reality Skewed Gamers livestream, Rangerj1999 and Grandepatron.
Hey, we're back better than ever. This is the Reality Skewed Gamers. We are back after a little bit of a hiatus and having to make you suffer through a week of infinity. And I just want to apologize to everybody and all the little pygmies down in New Guinea for us doing that. But all joking aside, thanks for Infinity for stepping up and helping us with that. Grande, we are back after a little bit of a little bit of turkey, a little bit of dressing, a little bit of fatness put on our bodies. The holidays. I love them, but man, they can be a pain in the ace.
Yep.
But did you have a good Thanksgiving, brother?
I did, man. I had a great Thanksgiving.
And joining us as well is the Dark Lord himself, Mr. Lampshade, the cat lover of all cat lovers.
What? There he is.
Well,
what's going on?
What's happening? What's going on? What?
What?
What's up, Ranger? How you boys doing?
Well, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say.
I heard a whole bunch of things have been going on. I think we got to talk about some things today.
God in heaven. Do we ever?
Something that. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. Where do we want to start?
Oh, I mean,
let's start from the top.
All right, so I guess we need to start about what's really big.
Let's do this. I forgot.
Okay.
Let's not make Finity mad. So first off,
thanks Finity for hanging out in the chat.
Yeah, he's watching the chat.
For doing everything that makes this thing go.
That's right. The other thing is we are doing ally code giveaways. So I will be giving out my ally code today.
Nice.
Just some lucky peep out there. So if you're interested, just go to the Discord channel, and we will definitely make sure to get you hooked up with that. I think we're picking one person or two people. I can't remember. But we are doing that. So what's the other news? I'm forgetting something. God damn it, Ranger. I forget. Well, let's see who's in the channel, do some shout outs.
There you go.
Well, Blaine is back. Mr. Spam Alicious himself.
Bimatsu.
Bimatsu is there.
Bimatsu. By the way, I own his ship. His ship is mine.
You own his ship? Bimatsu has a ship?
He did have a ship. It's mine now.
Is it like
Wait, did you win it in a card game? Like, so he had the Millennium Falcon and you won it in a card game or something? What happened?
Was the ship
exactly, and I shot first, let's be clear.
Oh wait, so you're Greedo and
yeah.
and he's on Solo. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
God. Nice.
We got Andreas in here. We got DM Morton. I've always part up his name, man. DM is what I call him. We got Prelog. Our boy Prelog. We got what's that? TIE Fighter?
Oh,
who's TIE Fighter? Who's that?
That is that's Ro.
Oh, okay,
I thought that from Ro.
Yeah. I thought that was familiar. Oh, I know. I just couldn't think of who that was. Again, we've been out of the loop for a couple weeks,
sometimes we just call him Jason because that's his name, Jason. So
yeah, if his name starts with J, can't go wrong. All their name initials are boring. But
I'm kind of partial to G's. I'm just saying. Okay, go ahead.
But also, thanks to everybody that's still participating in the channel. There has been a lot of members that we've kind of lost and stuff like that. It happens in games, but we do appreciate everybody's support. Appreciate you being here. We're going to give you the best content we can. Keep doing the show. We're going to keep rocking and rolling as long as the game is applicable and we got people that are interested. We do need your support. We got over 300 subscribers, which is a big milestone.
Give us a like. Give us a subscribe if you like.
We really do, guys.
Our craziness.
I know. We're going to be doing we got a lot of cool stuff coming up for this channel. We are breaking off into some other channels. You can check that out. But into some other games. We want to expand the horizons, but Star Wars will always be a passion of ours. This will be the main thing we always focus in on. So Come join us in Rebel Discord. Come join us in the Reality Skewed Gamer Discord. Excuse me, we've got too many Discords, I think. Oh, God. But as I sit here and drink my John Daniels.
Your John Daniels?
Like the nectar of the gods. But
I got me some Starbucks. We're all good.
I have some Starbucks. I didn't want to drink that yet because I've been drinking a lot of Starbucks and oh God. But awesome.
It's all good. I got a Monster Energy drink. Thanks for asking,
I'm
Ranger.
gonna
Gosh.
I'm gonna be drinking some of this Pawnage. I don't know if you guys know this. We have a subscriber who the guild name is Pawnage, and he actually has his own drink. So
wow.
I've drunk it a few times. I kind of like it. It's Godlike. Is the guy's name? Like Godlike the Pig. He's super cool dude. He's on my arena shard, and he made his own sports drink for gamers. Anyway, I'll have to send you guys some. It's pretty sweet.
DM's like, I'm going to unsubscribe and resubscribe. Does that count? No, I'm afraid it doesn't. It has to be a new subscriber. That's the way it works. New people that join in and yeah, not quite how. That's not how this works. This is not how any of this works. But yeah, we appreciate your support. And apologies to everybody. I've been getting a lot of messages. I've been trying to respond to you guys as best I can. Work has been awful. It's the holidays. I'm at school, which is almost cleared up, so I'll have a lot of free time from school here in the next couple weeks when I finish my last class for this semester. I know, Grande, you've just been mad busy. But all the pleasantries aside, Lampshade, Grande, let's get into some Star Wars shit.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So where do you want to go first? I can just say for me that I have been basically swamped and I have not as much time to focus in on anything. I've been trying to keep up as best I can, but I've kind of fallen a little bit behind. You see, I'm still only level 83, almost level 84, but I just haven't had as much time and energy to commit like I was. But that's because they've launched so much shit now. My God.
What's interesting is they launched a bunch of stuff, but then we haven't gotten a lot of updates, kind of since they did it. A couple of updates that we got. We'll just kind of run through the news quickly.
Yeah, let's see the news.
The news. So we got an update on the 21st. That's almost a week and a half ago now. About the 1 year anniversary.
Yeah.
About that they put a bunch of stuff on sale. Like they put the Google stuff on. They put the Google Play cards, and stuff, on sale, for the crystals and stuff, and then, of course, ships are here, and there's a huge post on ships. We'll definitely get into huge. We'll definitely get into ships a little bit later, but they kind of went over that and went over how you get the how you get those shards, what's available in Cantina, what's available in the different areas, how you train up your characters and the pilots and how all that stuff works. And so that was what we got on the 21st, and then we got a second one on the 22nd. This is from CG Kazaspoon, about the platinum exclusive rewards. This is where Android got Biggs and iOS got Wedge. Kind of, they've done this before where they give you one and then the other side gets the other. They did that with the release of the movie last year, where they did where one group got Poe and the other group got Phasma.
Right.
And then they also put Baze in the Shard Shop. That's kind of interesting. So we had him in the Shard Shop underneath Grievous, and then they did some Omega updating, where Vader got an Omega for his for Culling Blade.
Yep.
And he also and then Darth Maul got one for Power of Hatred.
And that sucker hits hard.
Yeah. Well, he gets they added like 20%, like 5% crit chance, evasion health at a plus 20% max health. Gain max health equal to 10% of the damage dealt, and potency equal to 0.3% of the max health. So basically, that dude got pretty cool. They kind of did the Zeta upgrades, which I think we could probably talk about Zetas for a minute. So I don't know if you guys have seen the Zetas. I don't know if you're where you can look on your screen and kind of show one of the Zetas.
Yeah. Where you get those, Cantina?
No, so the Zetas you get from the ships area.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, from the fleet. From the fleet shop.
From the fleet, you can either get them from the fleet shop, or here's something that's really interesting. You can also get them from the Tarkin event. On Tarkin's day, when Tarkin does the ability mats for ships, if you have 5-star dark side ships, then you can actually have a chance to get those Zeta materials, so you can farm them that way rather than farming them out of the fleet shop. But that means that you're going to have Tarkin high enough, and then 5 dark side ships. And at the moment, we just had the tournament for the Vader ship, which we'll get into. But Vader's a dark side ship. Then you got 3 Geonosians, which the 3 Geonosians are Geonosian Spy, Sunfac, and then Geonosian Soldier. Most of us got Geonosian Soldier. Sunfac's a little pay-to-play character, and then Geonosian Spy. Probably, I've fought against Geonosian Spy a few times, but that guy could be doesn't seem like he has very much use, except his ship is pretty freaking cool. So definitely Geonosian Spy is one to look at. But then other dark side ships, are the TIE Fighter pilot, and then the First Order TIE pilot. So you got those two. And then Darth Maul and Darth Maul's ship. So you're gonna have to kind of have to be a little bit choosy on what you want to do. You basically have, so that puts you with 4 farmable characters. Yo, what's up, Ewokin? Ewokin, big shout out, big Team Instinct shout out. You got those materials, but the easiest way to get it, and you could kind of go over there if you go back over into the fleet challenges, Ranger.
Yeah,
and you could see them under and if you click on Tarkins, you could see that it's possible on Tarkin's day. You can't see it. You can't see it until it switches over. So you'll be able to see it tomorrow. That you have the ability to get that with actually, if you click the rewards button, you can see it. So if you click the rewards button, you'll see that.
So where am I going?
Okay, so if you go into the ship challenges, right, and the 2 ship challenges that are available today are the Mace one and then the shipment droids one, right? But if you the next one over is Tarkin's. You see where it says Tarkin. If you click the rewards at the bottom, you'll see that Zeta materials are in there. This, and I'm not talking about the one with Tarkin's face. I'm talking about the one where it says ship's ability materials, and you have to use Grand Moff Tarkin's ship as your fleet to defeat Mace Windu. But in there, you have the ability to get Zeta materials.
Cool.
So,
and my game,
yes, and Boba Fett, said that Boba is dark side as well. Yes, Boba is a dark side ship as well. You could see it. You could kind of search your ships if you go into ships, and then you click just dark side. If you click just dark side, you have a Boba ship as well. But Boba's ship is not FTP. So you basically have a little bit of trouble as far as different ones being free to play and different ones not being free to play.
I will say Boba is impressing me. I'm excited to kind of see his ship as well. I mean, if they remastered him, his ship is gonna be fun.
We definitely do need to talk about the fact that Boba Fett did get a rework. Boba Fett got a new ability, and if you run over there and look at Boba's, and I have Boba Fett. I reload the game at Gear 10. Okay, I have Boba Fett at Gear 10. Boba Fett got this new ability called Execute. And Execute is deal physical damage to the target enemy and dispel all status effects on them, and deal 30% more damage for each effect dispelled. Enemies defeated by this ability cannot revive reduced cooldowns by 1 on a finishing blow, and this attack cannot be evaded. He also got this. He also got this other one. His unique. This is the one this is the first one that I noticed that we could actually use the Zeta materials, and that is now Zetas are going to be freaky crazy. It takes 20 Zetas, 30 purples, and 13 Omegas to Zeta this bounty hunter's resolve. But what happens is when he revives, he would revive with 100% protection as well as 100% health, which would be pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah, like right now, I'm really thinking I don't know. I haven't seen much of him, but like the people who are figuring it out, he's gonna be deadly. I think he'll make a pretty stellar leader. Throw him with some wigs. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Boba Fett's ability is pretty freaking sweet. Something to definitely look at. There are a bunch of other Zetas that are pretty sweet, and we can kind of go through the list of characters that have Zetas. So Asajj Ventress has a Zeta, which is going to gain turn meter reduction. It's also going to gain turn meter gain chance of 100% plus 15% gain for buff duration lowered. Barriss Offee has one. Phasma has one. Cody has one. Chewbacca has one. Fives has one. Maul has one. Darth Sidious has one. Vader's is sick. Vader's is sick because it's 25% turn meter reduction chance, 10% turn meter reduction, and enemies immediately regain damage over time for 2 turns whenever damage over time expires while Darth Vader's alive. So effectively, this is never-ending dots. For lack of a better term, it's never-ending dots, which is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. So
I'm messing with the settings, so sorry about that, y'all. Trying to make sure.
The stream got really quiet. So.
I know. I'm still trying to figure what the hell's going on. All right. So with all those news and notes, where do we want to go and get into first?
So the first thing I think that we want to get into is let's first talk about the news that's on everybody's mind, which is how did you do in the tournament? Let's click on your ship button and let's talk about Vader's ship.
I didn't even get a chance to really do anything. So no. Okay. I think I finished like almost dead last because I just didn't have the time to participate.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I busted my chops on this thing, and I still only finished top 100. There was a point when I was top 10, but had a bunch of people come in, coming at the end and kind of knock me out of position, and I was totally out of ally points. I will tell you that something kind of interesting. I reached a milestone. I now have 1,000 gear items donated, and it says they can't hear me on the stream.
Can't hear you on the stream?
No. Yeah, low volume.
Low volume for Grande. Okay.
For me.
Apparently. Yeah, it sounds like it's low volume for the both of us.
All right. Turning it up.
All right, can you hear me now? Prelog?
Crank it up.
Prelog, can you hear me? I don't know. Let's see. Can Bimatsu, can you hear me?
Finity's doing sound check as well with us.
It's always something.
It's always something. What's up?
This
Hello?
is the shit that makes my dick hurt. God damn it.
They said they still can't hear it.
At all?
No GP.
No GP.
That's what they just said. No GP.
Am I coming across you guys?
Low volume for
Hold on. Let me make sure I got everything.
Like it's low volume for the both of us.
Well, I'm getting feedback from you guys, so that's weird.
Can you hear me now? Freelog?
Crank it up.
Freelog, can you hear me?
Who's running the string?
Who's running the string?
Okay. All right, we're good now.
Okay, now we're good. Okay, great. So, where
do we? I got the Vader ship up.
So if you click on Vader, the Vader ship looks really sweet, and it looks like a bunch of people are gonna are gonna. The one thing that we kind of need to get into this a little bit is look at his basic move, which is the one with the Vader face and the one dot, right? Inflict evasion down and ability block on the target enemy for 2 turns and gain 10% turn meter for each buff on that enemy. Target lock dispels all buffs and removes 100% turn meter. That's pretty sweet on his basic, right? His first special, which is deadly accuracy, is deal physical damage to the target enemy and inflict target lock for 2 turns. This attack cannot be resisted or evaded. That is freaking sweet. Target lock is inflict 2 damage over time effects for 3 turns. So effectively, you can target lock all the time with Vader's ship. This ship is really sweet. People who have this who got this ship already are probably going to be pimping it a little bit. Now, I will tell you, whenever you look at his abilities a little bit, and you look at his overall health that he has, the ship's a little low. It's around 8,000 or so. So the ship by itself is a little weak. I mean, not like a lot weak, but a little bit weak. I mean, you look at most of these other ships are around 10K before you add the character. So it's but
it holds pretty accurate with the DPS type.
So basically, he's and if you'll notice this too on some of these characters, and some of their ships, it's almost like their ship is a little bit like them, or maybe even a little bit opposite. For example, like Ahsoka's a Dispeller, which is kind of sweet considering that she's not one in the in the other things.
Well, but herself.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of cool. You can definitely there are some really sweet synergies coming up. Some really sweet synergies coming up. I know a lot of the Team Instinct guys have been really kind of reading through this, really kind of trying to digest it. I've just been learning a ton from some of these guys. There's some dark side ships that seem like they have some pretty sweet synergies. There's also some synergies that look like they're happening between certain fleet commanders, and the fleet commanders is Mace, Tarkin, or Admiral Akbar, and special characters that are on the team. So pay real close attention to who you have, and then also to who you have in reserve. Some ships do better coming out of reserve than they do maybe right in the beginning. Some ships seem like they do better in the beginning and then not on reserve. So you can kind of play around with that. Don't necessarily just throw up all your highest powered ships right in the beginning. Maybe play around with the order a little bit, and you might find that it works out pretty good like that. So,
do we do a battle just a ship? Watch Ranger get pwned.
Oh, okay. Well, now we can kind of help you with this. Let's do a battle. Let's do a ship's battle. We can kind of work through this a little bit, and we can kind of see which characters you might be able to do better with. And of course, I don't think there's a way for us to watch this very real time, so I'm going to be wicked lagged on whenever I say stuff to you.
Yeah, I want to get...
Vader's ship is supposed to be one of the best ships. I would agree. Prelog just said that in the chat. Totally agree with that.
Don't want that.
So while he's going, here's one of my things is
what are
with all the different outlet points.
Yep.
What are like you had said, you're pretty much all tapped out.
Dude, I'm tapped. I'm done. I mean, I got
All right.
I got down to 11 ally points at one
All
point.
right, so I've got for my ships, I've got the Jedi Counselor, Ahsoka, Biggs, and Wedge, and I've got Resistance ship in my reserves to Geonosian.
I'm good with that setup.
Okay.
Which leader are you using? Which
Mace.
Mace lead. Okay.
So here we go in the back.
Now why did you? Now let me just ask you this, because this has kind of been a big. Why did you choose Mace over Akbar, for example?
Because he can his abilities. I just like him better. I like the fact that he can do that one where he can hit a ship with a taunt and re-give them protection, and that special ability that comes up where he gives everybody a chance to use their abilities twice over is super awesome. I don't know. I just like it.
Yeah, Akbar has that ability as well. By the way.
Oh, he does. Again, I haven't done enough ships.
Akbar does have that ability.
Okay. But I don't know. I just for that, so I went with Mace.
There's some debate as to whether or not one of those two is really good. I would tell you that probably if you were running a mostly Empire team, it's highly possible that you would find that that potentially those two TIE pilot ships might be a better choice.
Yeah, if I was running Grand Moff Tarkin, I could see that.
Now I will tell you the one thing
I could go with Akbar if you want.
Well, it's okay. The one thing I would say is that you potentially want to level up Ahsoka's ship at some point. I think that I have found Ahsoka to be indispensable on my team.
Well, let me see if I can. Let me go back. I can go. Well, let's go. Well, let's go. Well, hold on. Let's go back. I can level her a little bit. Let's not. We're gonna go.
And then we can also look and make sure you got all your abilities. I mean, how have you kind of worked your abilities on some of that stuff too? You also have one ship, it looks like, at level 70, and all the rest of them are at level 1.
Well, I've been working on Biggs because I figured if he's going to taunt all the time and take damage, that was kind of my.
So let me tell you what I found is that you get the option to get the first abilities at level 60. So probably what you want to do is you probably want to get all the ships you're going to use most of the time to level 60 so you can start leveling up their abilities.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, so kind of what I've done. I mean, I'm sitting with some help from my friends. Obviously, I am sitting ranked 2.
GP, would you say you get by with a little help from your friends?
Can I just tell you, it is really helpful to have very powerful friends.
He gets by with a little help from his friends.
That's true.
Okay,
I mean, what would you do if I sing out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
No, absolutely not.
Would you lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song and I'll try not to sing out of key?
So the main thing is try to get these ships to
60
to level 60, because that's whenever you get the option to level up their second and third abilities.
Okay.
And you want to look, and since you're using 6 ships, you probably want to start. I think that if you're looking at those 6 ships, I think the 6 ships that you have on there right now are probably the best. And when you get that Mace to 3-star, you probably want to look at one of those 2 TIE pilots as your next ship. And I got to tell you, not a big fan of the Clone Sergeant ship. I mean, it's great if you want to make a ship into a tank. Like if you want to use that ship as like your ship that Mace turns into a tank, maybe put him in reserves. So after Biggs dies, then you can bring in another one and then have Mace make that guy a tank, or have Akbar make that guy a tank. That potentially could work. Some of those might work out kind of okay.
Okay.
But I think that there's a and then the other one too is that you get the next one that you want to look at is, if you're going to stick with Mace, which I think Mace is a great choice. Mace only takes 4 light side ships to get to 5-star, and I actually have Mace's ship at 5-star but I do not have Akbar's ship at 5-star yet, because his takes 5 characters at 5-star and I only have 4. So you can potentially this is also means Mace is also a good starter ship. You can anyway, there's so much strategy involved with ships, and if you guys will Alan Jackson has Aaron Jackson, he has 5-star ships every day, every one of them except for Millennium Falcon. That's pretty freaking sweet.
That's
so
impressive.
He obviously.
All right, now I'm going into battle with what we already did.
Go into battle. Let's
Here we go.
it.
Dun, 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 dun. All ships report in. Red 1 standing by. Red Big Red standing by. Red October standing by. Red Fox standing by.
Are we there we go. I had to refresh my screen. Yeah,
Well, if it ever loads. Getting some lag. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. There's a trap. Ah. All right, I've already been shot. I've been shot again. Oh God. Let's take out that Geonosian. I don't like that. You die. Go to hell. You gotta die. Damn, they're going hard after my counselor ship. All right, so far.
Yep.
Let's see, I can daze one. Oh, let's daze that one. Yay, my Big's taunted. Alright, here comes Akbar ability. He's gonna use his little thing.
Now do you know why Biggs taunts?
Because he's a pimp.
No, so Biggs taunts whenever target lock.
Targeted. Yeah.
Whenever if you read his ability, he locks. If we go to Biggs for a minute, we read his ability on target lock. It says Biggs X-Wing recovers 28% protection and taunts for 1 turn whenever an enemy becomes target locked.
Oh.
Whenever an enemy becomes target locked. Now that's different. There's another taunt in the game. If we scroll down here to Sunfac, and we look at Sunfac's taunt. It says Sunfac, whenever a buffed enemy starts their turn, Sunfac's fighter gains 10% turn meter and 20% defense and taunts until the end of that enemy's turn. So do you see the difference? Do you see the reason why? So it means that you may want to do things differently. You may want to do things differently at different times.
Yeah, it reset my thing. It took off my Biggs. Oh, I forgot it. Or wedge. God damn it! I didn't see that. I was like, wait, where's my wedge? You son of a bitch.
I mean, Rangerj, this is kind of like, you've been getting dressed with your right foot in your pant leg every day, followed by your left. This is kind of like thinking about it. You need to put your left foot in, then your right foot in. There's strategy.
Sure.
Yeah, it's very different. It's very different.
Well, we're doing so far. We're doing pretty well. I killed one of their ships, and we haven't died. Anybody hasn't. I don't think anybody's passed away yet. So, and Biggs is tanking like a champ. All right, here comes the big area bombardment.
Yeah, with all the different taunts, you make a great point, GP. Ahsoka has started to really, all of a sudden, it's now worth leveling her yet again.
Oh, I didn't have Ahsoka in here? Son of a... It reset my goddamn squad! I'm sitting there going, oh, let me just remove this taunt. No, you can't, because you don't have Ahsoka in here. Oh, bastards.
It's wicked different.
Yeah,
Ahsoka's
usually got to be in the first 5. You can't afford to have her in the reserves.
Yeah. Well, we're still doing pretty well.
You really need to have Ahsoka on the main team, if that makes sense.
And so let's talk about some of the ships that have some AoE. Have you gotten to experience or play with some of those guys yet?
Okay, so let's talk about one that's farmable. So let's talk about 5s.
Oh, I love me some 5s, man.
So 5s is wicked crazy because 5s has an AoE, but only against ships that have target lock. So So it's it's pretty it's interesting to me how he'll deal physical damage to each enemy that has target lock on his basic, but then he gives turn meter. It's like the craziest it's the craziest thing how it works. I mean, a lot of people not big fans of fives. I think fives will probably be good long term. We have to figure out how to play with him. There are other characters. We're used to characters that give turn meter. In like a character like let's think about it. Like how we give turn meter in the Rancor raid. So we're used to that. We just have to get more used to it. If that makes sense. In a different way.
His ship looks like a flying octopus that had its tentacles right behind his head.
So that was actually in the Clone Wars like that. The reason that ship is not like it's him doing that ship rather than someone else doing that ship, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of a different it's like an alien ship, if that makes sense. There was an episode of it. I can't remember the cartoon, which one, but that's not like a main ship. It's like a ship he took from an alien.
Yeah, I just wish it was one of the cleaner ones, but it's all good. It's all good.
You wish it was cleaner.
I don't even know what that means.
It just looks like a dirty octopus.
Yeah.
Or a golden mustard. Fire golden mustard pretzel. Attack.
I'm looking at this stream. I'm looking at this stream and it's real laggy.
I know. I'm trying to. I can't do anything while we're in the middle of a battle here. So as soon as I get done with this battle, I put on auto. Then I'll go and check out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
We're winning, so we'll almost keep on.
Audio still coming through though?
I don't know. Let's check with Finn. Finn, is that audio still working? Just the video that's laggy now. We need to do these more often. If we did them like every day, the Highlander in SWGOH would be interesting. The Highlander. I don't even know what he's talking about. The Highlander.
Oh, it's from a movie. I know that. Connor McLeod from the Clan McLeod.
I just like seeing the different abilities. I like seeing I think it's effectively it's a skin, right? I mean, we haven't really talked about what ships are, but effectively ships are a skin on top of the character.
I mean, you have it's gonna get to a point where you're gonna have a lot of TIE fighters, a lot of X-wings. That is what it is. So they're trying to kind of freshen it up, but it kind of leads me to a shade away to what we were talking about earlier, to ally points. So there are 3 different tournaments we've seen so far, and I was going pretty hard for the TIE Fighter, and then I kind of took a little hiatus, and I parked in the 200 just because I was like, well, I'm really impressed with CI, and I want to go after CI, but
All right, we should be back up.
All right.
Let's see if this helps.
And we're back.
And I still love technology. Not as much as...
what we were talking about was ally points and having kind of a strategy for these tournaments, because I don't think this is the end. We're just going to have these 3 on rotate. I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be other things popping here soon. Yep. But, DB, what are your thoughts on the ally points?
I think you could kind of take a couple of different. You could go extreme one way or the other. In other words, don't compete and then go super hard, and then don't compete and go super hard. There's a huge risk reward there. Or you could kind of go middle of the road and basically say you want to be part of the way there, most of the time, and then get an unlock, and then just hope that the stuff goes FTP, at some point, and then you can and then you can take care of that character later, or you could do something else later. I think it's entirely possible that one way or another works better. I personally am taking kind of the you know, I'm gonna take it one step at a time and just kind of see how it goes. You know, and kind of go for that unlock to even see if I like the reward. And then that way I can make a better determination for myself. Hey, do I really want to go short trooper all the way? Well, let me tell you, I unlocked short trooper. Figured out short trooper was amazing. Was like, yeah, I want to go all the way. That Chirrut Imwe, I figured he's okay. I mean, I got a bunch of maxed out rebels already, so he's not quite as awesome, you know, as maybe you know, as maybe some of the other characters. And so I figured, you know, if we get another CI, I'm not sure if I'm going to go 100% on the next one. You know, I think that I might you know, I might make a different choice. So you know, but if we get Vader ship again, heck yeah, I'm going all the way for Vader ship again if we get it. Absolutely, I think that the ship is important. I think that event, you know, we're seeing it already with the you know, with the way they're doing the Zetas, that you're going to end up needing to have multiple you know, you're going to end up needing to be in ships on some level and try to learn it and try to practice, because it will start affecting what your affecting your arena. It is going to start affecting other things. So I definitely
Gonna have a huge play once the ship break.
Is it me or is it Lampshade just cut out?
Lampshade just cut out a bunch.
Oh, can you hear me now?
There you are. Lampshade.
Hey, it's all.
See what happens when you live in the boonies?
Oh my gosh, we can't win for losing today. So I think that's the way. Either go all in or nothing, or go kind of middle of the road all the time. Okay. Completely your choice. I kind of see that either way.
I agree. I'm going to hit the Vader one hard next time. So sorry about that, guys, about the video. So now it looks like everything's working. So
yep.
So we hit ships. Wasn't there data packs related to the ships we need to talk about?
So we need to talk. So we kind of talked about the free packs a little bit, which was the Wedge Biggs one. Now we have two different packs. If you go into the packs,
I'm in there.
There's the like the mega fleet pack, the one that's like $24.99 crystals, another one that's like $4.99 crystals. So you kind of have, when you look at those two packs, you know, it looks like that you know, maybe if you need some of those characters, you might pull the big pack. If you don't need the characters, I would say don't pull that pack. Yeah. I will tell you the ones that seem interesting. That Mace Windu pack, if you need Mace, or if you need Ahsoka, I needed Mace bad. That $20 pack right there, the first one, that pack to me seemed like a really, really good pack.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you, I ended up buying all three packs.
Of course, you did well.
But I will tell you that $20 pack, if you were going to spend $20 in the game, and you needed the stuff that's in that pack, that's probably the best. That's probably one of the best buys that I've seen in the entire game. And you.
Hey Ranger, I heard you learned hell.
I learned hell.
What is learned hell?
I don't know.
Didn't you learn how? Thought you had spent enough time watching Nemo or something in that bail.
I have no idea what the fuck you are talking about, Lampshade.
Are
you smoking crack?
So the $50 pack is okay if you need that stuff. I mean, we were talking about dark side characters. I'm not a chromium puller. I don't ever pull chromium, but I did buy that $50 pack for Sunfac because I figured, I started looking at the stuff and realizing I needed a fifth. I wasn't gonna be able to farm a fifth ship without Sunfac, and so I got the Sunfac ship. You know, that worked out for me. But that, you know, I mean, it's a decision. If you don't need the stuff in the pack, probably don't buy it. I'll tell you, I mean, don't buy it just so you can stick that stuff in the shard shops. You can get Maze or General Grievous. I really don't think Maze or General Grievous are worth it. I think you can get. There's no team where somebody says, look, you have to have bays, or you have to have General Grievous on this team, or that team is crap. So if you're gonna buy it for the right reasons. Don't buy it just to buy it.
Yeah, I agree.
The one thing is that $24.99 pack, the $24.99 crystal pack, the fleet, the mega fleet ship is the only one where you're gonna get is where you're gonna get the Millennium Falcon, or you're gonna get Slave 1. So if you're really wanting to get Millennium Falcon or Slave 1, that's the only way you can do it. So you're gonna have to work on that. You're gonna have to work on that pretty hard to make that happen.
Right.
And really, really, really want that ship. In order to make that work, it's you may decide you really, really want it. You may decide you really, really don't want it. It's completely completely I guess up to you. I don't have those two ships. I'm doing okay in ships without them. They both of them do have an AoE, which there are very few ships that have an AoE in this game. So I know Lampshade talked about that earlier. So if at some point ships becomes an AoE meta, then you're going to potentially want to look at those ships, but who knows? They may make those ships farmable somehow. Got what's interesting to me is right now the only way to really farm ships is light side. You can farm on light side. You can farm Geonosian ship. I think it's like the very last node of level 9. And then on dark side, you can farm it on like 8A2, 8B, I think is what it's called. So yeah, those ships. Gunray. Somebody's talking about Gunray. It is highly likely. If we want to talk about, they mentioned they were going to bring in new fleet commanders. If I was going to guess, you're going to end up with 2 fleet commanders at some point. You're going to end up with Newt Gunray potentially as the Separatist fleet commander, and potentially you're going to end up with General Grievous as the droid fleet commander. I think that those are possible. Both of those are possible. We'll just have to see what happens.
Nice.
My gosh.
All right. So what do we want to do next?
So the next thing I think we want to talk about is ships are just huge. Did you talk about how the dailies changed? I think that's pretty big, how the dailies changed.
With the ship's requirements?
Yeah, the ship's requirements. It requires you to do 1 fleet fight. It requires you to upgrade 1 ship, and it requires you to do 1 of the ship's challenges.
You're right.
You have 3 kind of ships things that you need to be working on every day. Study ships, become a steward of ships. I don't see as much movement in the ship's ranks as I do in other ones, and I think that it's kind of a sleeper area. It's also places where certain characters inside the ship's shipments. Boy, don't say that 3 times fast. Shipments. The inside that store, the fleet shipments, there certain things became farmable that were not farmable before. What I mean by that is you can get Vader shards there, you can get Best in there, you can get Sunfac there. You could get you can get a lot of Sunfac. If you're going for Sunfac, you can get Sunfac like a beast. Things that don't at the moment seem very worth it to me. Omega mats don't seem worth it to me. The materials seem really expensive. Buying the materials like the gear seems pretty expensive. The shards seems like a good buy, and the ship shards seem like a good buy, at least from what I can see. What are your guys' thoughts on that stuff?
I think it's awesome. I mean, Vader shards being in there is pretty damn pimp.
Vader shards is wicked pimp. If you really are going hard for Vader, let's say you're running an Empire team, I'm only mildly going for Vader. I haven't done that yet. So there's some characters that probably need a ship that don't have a ship. I know Finity kind of sort of asked that question in the chat. There's a bunch of characters. I mean, we have very few ships. And if you look at ships, I think we have a total of like 17 ships right now total, right? It's a wicked small number of ships. And we have something like 94 or 96 characters, right? And there's 2 ships that use 2 different characters. So that means the total number is like 21 characters or something like that. 19 characters that have a ship. There's a bunch of characters that that probably need ships. My personal thought is that pretty much every Jedi ends up needing a ship. Whenever we're all said and done. I mean, that's just
Obi-Wan, Anakin, yeah.
Anakin needs a ship. Ayla Secura needs a ship. Yoda needs a ship. I mean, Eth Koth needs a ship. Barriss needs a ship. Pretty much. And if I was going to try to make Jedi's great again, I'd probably give everybody. I mean, I'd give Jedi Knight Guardian a ship.
Spit it out.
That's what I would say. That's what I would say. Now, besides those characters that have ships, there's some characters that we probably will never see with ships. I seriously doubt you will ever see Ewok ships. Just throwing that out there. I'm pretty sure we're not going to get that. I'm also pretty sure that it's probably going to be pretty unlikely that you're going to see Jawas with ships. Pretty unlikely. Pretty unlikely that you're going to see. I think you're going to see droid ships. That's going to be a real deal. I think that you're probably going to see another version of the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo and Chewbacca. That's just kind of throwing that out there. I think that there's some other scoundrels that should have ships. Cad Bane should have a ship. Dengar should have a ship. There should Night Sisters. You could actually end up with 2 or 3 of the Night Sisters. Not all of them, but 2 or 3 of them having a ship.
How did I know you're going to throw Night Sisters in there? They didn't.
Man, I went like for an hour without saying the word Night Sister, and all of a sudden
you failed.
All of a sudden I say Night Sister, and here Greedo. In fact, just in general, I think Greedo is a character that needs a rework. I've kind of said this jokingly before in a couple of my posts that Greedo needs a rework to make Greedo great again. And what Greedo needs is Greedo needs a unique that's called No Really, I Shot First. That needs to be it, so that he shoots before anybody else, including Han Solo. I think that they should rework him, and his new unique should be No Really, I Shot First.
That is blasphemy, and you should just get off the stream because everyone knows that Han Solo shot first.
Anyway, I just think that they should rework him, and then in 6 months they should rework Han again and go, no, really, I shot first. I just think that'd be kind of cool. I think a bunch of the new characters.
For reals, I did.
I think that a bunch of the other characters, a bunch of the new characters that come out with the new movie are probably going to have ships involved with them. I mean, we don't have any First Order ships yet. I don't even know if we're going to end up with any
First Order TIE Pilot.
First Order TIE Pilot, but I mean, like, I don't think Phasma's probably not going to have a ship, but potentially you could end up with Kylo.
We don't know yet.
You could end up with Kylo Ren with a ship, but you
won't see those until Episode 8.
You won't see, potentially not. So if you want to gear up your First Order team for 2018, by all means, be my guest. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. I'd say work with what we got. We got plenty to work with in the game without talking about what characters. I mean, I got plenty to work with. I mean, I probably have a bunch of farming that needs to happen. In order to make that work. Cody could more of the clones could have ships, so you could end up with a total clone army, clone ships deal. The one thing that is a little bit, I wish there was a little bit more difference between Big Ship and Wedge's ship. I wish there was
wasn't in the movies.
I know, but it's hard to tell them apart.
Blasphemy!
Whenever you're trying to poke on them, and figure out which one is which. And I wish that
Red 2 and Red 3.
I wish that the Geonosian ships were a little different, slightly different color. I mean, I wish Big Ship was like dirty and Wedge's ship was clean or something.
I wish you would stop mentioning Night Sisters, but that's not going to happen. So you're just going to have to deal with it, buddy.
I do like the fact that Poe Dameron's X-wing is way different, and you can even tell a huge difference whenever you're fighting with the First Order TIE Pilot and the regular TIE Fighter. because one has white wings and one has black wings. So you could I could totally tell the difference between those. Anyway, that I think that I think basically work on your ships up to 60. Once you get to 60, work on them to 68. When you're looking at the 3 fleet commanders, you probably want to focus more on one than on the others, and then try to get them to that 70 range as soon as you can.
Right. Oh, all right. So we've covered all that. What else do we need to hit?
In the tournaments, during the tournaments, they had data packs for the mods, and in the past tournaments, the data packs have been amazing for mods. This tournament, it seems like they're terrible for mods, and I don't know if you've been farming mods here recently, but I have noticed the drop rate for decent mods has gotten much better in farming.
Yeah.
I mean, probably it feels like 50% better. I'm not sure if it's not 50% better or not, but I want to say I went 3 months without seeing a speed arrow come out of farming, and I saw one for the first time like less than a week ago.
Could I do a mod challenge and see if we get lucky?
You could. I'll tell you. Here's a couple of things I've been doing on mod challenges. I don't go crazy. I do like 2. Here's the other thing I figured out is that all of those different set bonuses matter. So if you've got a whole bunch of crit damage and you've got a whole bunch of crit chance, for example, the speed matters. The potency matters. All of them matter. So what I do is I just go down the line and I do 2 of each. I do 2 health, 2 defense. I start at the back end. I start at the speed, but I do 2 speed, 2 offense, 2 potency.
I just did one and got dick. I think you lied to me, Grande. I'm gonna do another one. See what happens.
I don't do a ton at a time. I do 2 or 3 at a time on anything. I don't ever do a mass spend anytime. I always do 2 at a time.
Not one mod. Grande, you son of a bitch.
Maybe it was just me that one time, but I got
so for everyone listening, ignore Grande. He's a fucktard that doesn't know what he's talking about. I just spent 2, did not get 1 goddamn mod.
I always do 2 at a time. I never do 1 at a time. I always do 2 at a time. You got crap. I'm sorry.
Not 1 mod. I
will tell you that I've kind of turned the corner a little bit on Finity's advice. Finity, was saying look in the mod shop, and I have to tell you, I definitely agree with Finity.
I agree. I've bought some really nice mods of late. That's why my money's dropped a lot.
I buy them for cash. The other thing too is I've actually gotten to the point where I will sell a mod now, and I don't know how do you feel about selling mods?
Until I get all my characters with mods, no.
So here's the crazy part about me. I am not running all my characters with mods anymore. I'm only running about half my characters with mods. Let's see how many characters I have with mod. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, because I think there's one way down here. There's 31 characters. So I only have 31 characters with mods. I have like 89 characters available to put mods on, and I only do those characters with mods because they're the only characters I use. So if I don't use a character, or if it's a character that I just feel like is going to do, is like I throw them in as garbage, I'm not going to throw mods on them. And I've actually whittled some of my mods down. I've gotten rid of a lot of the 3 dot. I've gotten rid of every 2 dot mod. I've gotten rid of every 3 dot mod that doesn't have crazy speed, every one of them that doesn't have crazy speed. So I still have a couple 3 dot mods with double digit speed. The other thing too is I've gotten to the point now where I don't upgrade clear mods anymore. I only upgrade mods that start out with a secondary. How have you gotten on that Ranger?
Same. If as long as it's got speed, then I'll go for it. I'm gonna lose this match. God dang it. RNG was horrible to me. That sucks. And I can see I select a little bit on PvP. I'm not in the top 10 like I used to be, so I need to work on that. But definitely, for me, if I see a speed on the secondary, it depends on the secondary mods. But if I see speed with some really good stuff on it, I mean, I'll scoop it up. I think today I actually found one. Let me see, characters, mods.
You can, and Brandon in chat is saying that too. He says, you know, he's gotten 10 mil in credit so
like
far.
Like this, the one I bought today. It has defense, health, it has speed on it. So I was like, and it's a potency one. So let's see what we get. I can upgrade it right now. Let's see what we get.
So here's the other.
Although I got you in the channel with me, you said you probably get some shitty stats. See, I got +5 on speed. Okay, we're making the dream happen.
That's right.
14 speed. Oh shit.
Grande's your good luck charm. I'm telling you, Ranger. We should upgrade. We should upgrade mods more often together.
Let's see what we get here. Okay, so far so good. Let's see one more. Usually 12 gives me a good idea what it's going to be. So potency with the potency mod, defense is pretty nice. Health, speed, and some tenacity. But the speed is pretty nice. 14 on that.
Yeah, 14 speed on that on a mod like that. The one challenge with that mod is that its primary is freaking defense.
I know, but
here, you know what character this would go? Well, not really, because he does a bunch of retribution. So let's figure out a character that needs potency.
The Emperor.
He does, but I don't know if the Emperor would do the best with a defense primary on a cross.
Well, I already got one that has it, because let me see what my one has speed on it. It already has 14 speed, so never mind. He already has the damn. God damn him.
You know, a character that might do a character that's you know who might work well on is if you didn't have a potency cross on Tebow, that might work out well. Other characters that you want to land a debuff, this might work well on a character like Anakin. Although Anakin doesn't need that much speed. We need to kind of think about that. Ayla, that might work well on Ayla.
Yeah.
You know that somebody like that. So there's a lot of
it gives you a lot of options.
Old Ben, I like that. Somebody's saying Old Ben, that could work well on Old Ben. Yeah, you know, you could use that on ST Han. That would work good on ST Han actually, because ST Han actually could get some turn meter reduction. It's kind of a stealth debuff because it's
let me see what I've got on him. I don't. What do I have at this slot? Defense.
ST Han could work on or regular Han.
Let me see what his speed is right now. I do have let's see, 55 Atlantic. Let's see if I added 14 speed, that would put him at 195 speed with that defensive mod.
Anyway, there's a lot of good choices. I mean, it's definitely something you want to put on somebody. Oh, you know who else that mod could work well on? Royal Guard.
Yeah, I just don't use him that much, so
sounds strange. So
yeah, I stopped using Royal Guard a long time ago. It's like,
man, you know, here's the deal: is with the tournament B2, and Brandon making a good point for B2. I will tell you though, with the tournament, you know, if you're trying to maximize your ally points, you're gonna need to run. Ewokin and I were talking. Boba Fett. That's another good choice. It could definitely work well on Boba Fett. You know, Ewokin and I were talking about this before. You know, you probably need a minimum of 3 teams that are halfway decent, and guys that have 4 teams or guys that have 5 teams tend to do really well because they get to maximize their damage and minimize their expenditure. So that means potentially you're going to want a droid team, potentially you're going to want a rebel team, potentially you're going to want an you're going to want like a clone team, or you're going to want an empire team.
You're going to want an anti-Muslim. This is a new America, so we know that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it great. And
so there's a lot of good there's a lot of good
potentials there. Yeah. All right. So while we're doing that, I'm going to. Which Galactic War team should I run now? Normally, I just run my regular team, which is the Emperor, Biggs, Wedge, Lando with Royal Guard, but got some tunes here. We could do an all Jedi team. We can do.
Let me.
I can do an all Empire team.
Now, I love to experiment in GW.
All right, so let's experiment.
So let's. So
Remember, I don't have as many tunes as you do. Well, so let's
I get
let's be freaking reasonable here.
Okay. So here's I want to try just on the very first note. I want you to try a Palp Walk team. Now this is another team that was kind of created by some really great guys over in Team Instinct, and I didn't really think very much of this team. So keep Palpatine as lead, right? But I want you to take out Biggs. I want you to take out Lando, but I want you to put in Stormtrooper Han.
Okay.
And then do you have so this is Palpatine lead, Stormtrooper Han, Royal Guard. Do you have Ewok Elder?
No. God damn it! I told you I don't have that.
I tried. Yeah, I tried. Let's see. Do you have Old Daka?
Yes.
Okay, put Old Daka.
He's only level 80.
That's okay. This is the Node 1, right? I mean, come on. This is Node 1. If we can't work it with Node 1, we're screwed.
We're hosed.
Half my characters are level 80.
Okay.
I was talking about I was running a level 74 guy and beating characters in the tournament.
Okay.
So you can make it work. So run Emperor Palpatine, Stormtrooper Han, Old Daka, and who do you got for high DPS?
We got lots of tunes. Biggs Wedge. We can do Leia. We can do
Well, single character. Let's do Leia because she'll stealth, and so she won't get hit.
All right. We got Geonosis Soldier. We got Rey. We got.
Let's do who's higher, Rey. Oh, I tell you what. Let's do Anakin for an AOE.
Okay.
Let's do that. So Royal Guard and Anakin.
Royal Guard and Anakin, not Leia.
Royal Guard and Anakin. You're basically doing it's a double taunt team.
Okay. Got it. All right, so we're good. I got the team set up. We're gonna go into battle.
Hit it. Yeah, let's see how you like it. Because now you got 2 AOEs and you got 2 guys protecting. So you should be pretty good.
All right, let's see what happens. We'll just stun
you know who else you could run on that team eventually? You could swap out Anakin and run Vader on that team since Vader gets more stuff from Palp.
Yep, we can change it up. Let's go ahead and use Anakin's AoE, and we hit her. You don't get the taunt. Daka stun him. Now they're all stunned. Oh, you killed him. Very nice. Well, we'll stun 5s. Let's kill the 5s. He has to die. Oh, he's stunned, so let's kill HK-47. Shoot him in the face. Shoot him in the face! Kill him. Good. Oh, he came back. Bad. Okay, let's stun Talia. You got 3 stuns.
Yep, and so that's working out pretty well for you.
Yep.
Right?
Haven't even hit yet. We're going to clear this with no damage taken so far. A lot of damage on this team, though.
No, it's not a high damage team. It's a high, highly control team, right?
Yeah.
So this is what it's all about. Is it's because you got 2 stunners and you got 3 stunners, right?
Yep.
3 stunners, 2 taunts. I mean, you're basically going, I don't want to take any damage now, and you got a reser, which means if one of your guys dies and a healer, right? So you got a reser and a healer, which means if one of your dudes dies, you potentially
can have him come back.
Right? Which is kind of sweet.
Okay. So you want to put Vader in for Anakin for the next one?
Let's try it. It's an AOE dude, and he gains health.
Well, technically, we didn't change Anakin for Vader. Technically, Anakin went in for Anakin.
Basically, somebody made a funny comment earlier today about how are you going anywhere when your legs get chopped off by your supervisor? That's what they said about Anakin. I just had to laugh whenever somebody said that about Anakin. How do you go anywhere when your legs get chopped off by your supervisor?
All right, hey, we stun everybody.
Yep.
I want to shoot Sidious.
Shoot Sidious.
All right, let's stun Yoda. That's all right. He did his little AoE.
Yeah, go for it. This is definitely a Yoda, and this is definitely you want to shock. You want to shock Chewbacca so he can't taunt.
Yeah. Or I can hit him with Vader. Watch. Ability block. Bam. Done. Can't taunt. We'll stun Mace. Now we can finish off.
The cool thing about Palpatine is the more shocks Palpatine has up, the faster he goes. So a lot of times, what I do on this team is I would basically start out with the AOE and try to stun as many people as possible, and then I'd go back and shock them all. So now you got them all shocked. So then Palpatine's getting all kinds of friggin' turn meter. It's insane.
All right, now Chewbacca's toast. All right, so there. Now we could run. I could probably throw in, instead of sticking Stormtrooper Han, I could probably put in for an AOE. We could go with Grand Moff Tarkin.
The reason why Stormtrooper Han is because on the taunt, Stormtrooper Han
It's turn meter, yeah.
He gives turn meter to everybody, and he taketh away turn meter when it's his turn sometimes. Right. So that's the only reason why ST Han is on that team.
Okay. All right, so we're doing the GW. We'll keep going here along this. If you want to throw another tune in, let me know. Let's get to the... is there anything else we need to cover? I think we covered quite a lot of ground.
We covered a bunch. If anybody has any questions or they have anything that we haven't talked about with ships,
throw it in there.
Throw it in. I mean, we talked about the challenges a little bit. Does everybody realize, too, you get all those challenges on Mondays? So you get all the regular challenges from the Plo Koon table on Sunday, and then you get all the challenges in the ships area on Monday. It's kind of cool. Not all on the same day. Ooh, does everybody also know that those challenges count towards Challenge Day? I don't know if everybody did. So save those challenges. Use them on, and since tomorrow is Challenge Day, right? That means tonight at reset, don't do those challenges. Wait until your guild's reset, and then do those challenges. And now instead of getting 16 challenges, you'll get 18 challenges. Right? I mean, you could do that. It's possible.
I like that.
It's possible to do that. Learn something new every day. I don't know why that works. Now, I will tell you, you won't get 19 if you do one of the like the Tarkin or the other one. I did that last time, and it didn't. Those didn't count.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, let's get to some questions.
So Vader ship. We talked a bunch about Vader ship. So Vader ship is wicked OP. Vader ship is really good. You're gonna get on his.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that. We had a little break in the action because OBS crashed, but luckily I can pull it back up instantaneously.
So let's talk about Vader ship for a minute, and let's talk about characters in general. Does everybody realize that your character is to your ship as mods are to your character? So it's like a hole in the bottom. It's like a bump on a log.
There's a hole. There's a hole.
There's a hole. Yeah, it's like a box inside a box inside a box, right?
That's what she said.
So what that means is that
just flew right over your head. Shame on you.
I'm just gonna let that one go.
It's like you didn't want to acknowledge I said it.
I acknowledge you said it.
No, no, you're too late. Time has passed.
So, so I think that the Vader ship is super cool. Brandon Aiken is saying that Maul's ship, which is called like Scimitar or however you say that word,
Scimitar
is pretty pretty wicked. It's pretty wicked. Buttsock 2.0 on that one. Sorry guys.
Road. We're on the road.
On the road.
Oh no.
That sounds like I busted my kid one time. They're like, Dad, there's all these roads named the same name. And I'm like, what name are you talking about? What do you mean there's roads all over the place named the same way? And they're like, Frontage Road. And I was like, oh, that's right. All of those are named for a very important French General Frontage. So anytime you see Frontage Road, it's named for General Frontage. I got my kid going for weeks on that deal.
You're just not right. All right.
Okay.
So here's some questions.
Maul's ship. Maul's ship is pretty sweet because one of the things it does is it does a call and assist from every ship that's stealth. Geonosian spy ship stealths all the other ships. So the potential there is that you can get multiple AOEs if you had Maul's ship with Geonosian spy. Another guy from Team Instinct. I need to give credit for that too. I can't
Team
remember.
Instinct.
I can't even remember who. That was the first place I saw it, and I was like, "That's pretty sick." The problem is that none of us have really. It's the other way around. That's right. It's the other way around. Anyway, there are some really sweet synergies on some of these teams, and there's probably going to be some even more sweet synergies that come out as we go along. And just look at them. I mean, read the abilities. SWGOH, another great Team Instinct product. I love those guys. They already have ships available, so you can look at all the ships if you'd prefer to look at it on your computer rather than look at it in game. So you can switch back and forth and have a bunch of windows open, so you could be reading them all at the same time. I think it's super cool if you could go to the swgoh.gg website and look at the ships area and start looking at those some of those synergies, especially look, once you've picked your fleet commander, look at which ships are probably going to go best with your fleet commander, because it may be that
that's something we had talked about before. Like, if you have an all Jedi ship team, you probably want to run them with Mace. It probably will work out.
Do.
If
Absolutely.
you have all Resistance and Rebel ships, you probably want to run with Akbar. If you have all Sith and Empire ships, you probably want to run them with Grand Moff Tarkin. And that's not generally the case, but I'm just suspecting that there's going to be some synergy there, because that's kind of where they've been heading with a lot of stuff. They've been kind of hinting that's where they've been going with, other things.
But there are some crazy synergies that work that shouldn't work.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
it's just like that little team we were just playing with in GW, where
we still are. We're wrecking face.
Which you have Stormtrooper Han with Palpatine, and you're like that. But then, of course, who doesn't Stormtrooper Han go with? I mean, he pretty much goes with everybody, right? On some level.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Some characters are just interchangeable. All right, so we have a question in here for you, Grande. I think this is for you.
Where's the question?
How can old Daka ever pilot a ship? She would be a menace to space travel.
How could old Daka ever pilot a ship? Oh god, I don't think old Daka is ever going to pilot.
Where's the Sizzler?
I think you're going to end up with Talia and Asajj Ventress with a ship, and that's about it. I mean, it's like Ewoks. Are Ewoks really going to have a ship? I actually did a search for Ewok pilot Star Wars, trying to see if there's ever been a pilot.
Wrong.
There is a short, 3-block cartoon about an Ewok pilot where it looks like it's Wedge, and Wedge gives the Ewok pilot the pilot book, and the Ewok sniffs it, and he goes not food, and then he puts it in the chair so that he can sit up higher at the table. That's what he uses the pilot manual for. So probably not going to see Ewok ships. Probably not going to see Jawa ships either. I mean, just kind of throwing that out there.
I'm with you on that.
You're probably not going to see an Ugnut ship. Just throwing that.
That just broke Infinity's heart, I'm sure. I'm almost. We're in my. Look, I'm just about done with him. I can get him to 7 stars. It makes my blood boil.
You're going to get him to 7-star, and then you're not going to
ever use him.
And then you're not going to ever use him.
I'll have the ability to promote him to 7 stars.
Let me put it this way. I don't ever use him.
I know. So it's
I have him at 7-star and gear level 9, and I'm like, I spent all these resources on this.
Infinity lied. He lied.
You want to know really and truly? Imagundi is better. I'm just gonna. I mean, I know you guys had a big thing about it at one point. I really think that Imagundi is a better character long term than Ugnut.
Yeah, I got him a while ago. So,
Imagundi, Anakin, Ayla.
They did add Mace in there. That was nice.
Mace is super cool. I think you could run.
It's interesting Mace. That the 3 fleet admirals you need are all in Arena Store with Akbar.
Well, now. Mace used to not be there. Mace
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad that they did. That's what I just said. You're
really
not listening.
I'm really glad that
you son of a.
I'm really glad they added him. That's for sure.
I did.
Right now, speaking in this store, if you'll scroll up to the top, I am farming those abilities for the fleet commanders right now.
Prestige.
The prestige. I'm farming that.
Yeah, I have
And then if you go over into Cantina, I'm farming the ship's credits.
The ship's credits. Now, see, I can't do that because I'm still farming Ahsoka, so I'm finishing her off.
Definitely finish. I would definitely finish that first.
Where am I at? I'm almost at 100 with her, so she'll be 7 stars.
Once you're, I'm going straight for it. I need credits so bad in that area. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
So I don't ever buy the droids, just so you know, because I got way more droids than I have cash.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So my thought was, I'm never gonna farm the droids. I'm just gonna farm the cash.
You have to get better at your cash management. All right. So,
what else?
What are your thoughts on the Android users getting a free countdown to Rogue One pack, but iOS not getting anything?
Yep. So let's talk about it. So
I'm on Android, so fuck them.
So I'm iOS. I will tell you that I did not get it. I think it was a push issue potentially, or I think that they're waiting on some other kind of pack. I mean, effectively, you got Shore Trooper and
the
Path Rebel, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder on this one. The other 2 characters that have been released is but the second character that we went for in the tournament was Chute Umway, and the second character that got released was the Imperial TIE Pilot. It's possible that iOS users would get those 2 characters instead, being the daily login character for the next month after that, and it's supposed to be on iOS after reset. And then MJ says iOS is going to get a free Vader ship. Those are funny. So Prelog says it's after reset you're going to get it. Maybe it was a push issue, like what was being discussed earlier. Prelog
could be,
and that since Prelog's already got his reset, that's why he's able to tell us.
Well, aren't you special, Stinky Doodle?
Well, that's what happens whenever you're in you're in the EU.
I have a question for you, Grande.
I'm listening.
What's it like to be a whale?
What's it like to be
when you wake up in the morning and you play Star Wars and you're very whalish, do you just laugh at other players?
So effectively, if you're a whale, it just means your conversations with your wife go a little differently.
Oh, please explain.
Conversations with your wife go, are you really going to spend some more money on your Star Wars game with your friends?
And you're like, yes. And then you get the stink eye.
And I'm like, do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea, honey? And she says, well, I
stink eye.
Well, I don't think it's. Then she goes, can we put you on a budget? And I'm like,
no, I think that's a reasonable request.
And I'm like, well, of course, I have a really great relationship with my wife, so I
would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, she's my wife. We've been together for over almost 18 years now.
Holy shit. That's pretty impressive.
We have a much different conversation, and she's, we've kind of made some deals. She's like, hey, if you'll do this for me, then you could spend some more money on the Star Wars game.
So let me get this straight. So by deals, you mean you have to give her lots of sex so you can get Star Wars money?
There's a reason my name is Grande.
Oh, well. The truth is revealed. Everyone, you heard it here first. That's a real Reality Skewed Gamer first. That's an exclusive.
That's right. Go ahead and quote that one, Finity.
I'll find the video. I'll find the video Grande talking about it in the bus. When you play Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, you can do anything you want.
When you're a whale.
When you're a whale, they let you do anything.
I mean, I still don't go full whale. I still try to stay on a little bit of a budget.
Says the man from Team Instinct.
Oh, I don't.
The most whalish group ever.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I would agree with that. You can't fool me. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, I got a lot of friends over there in Team Instinct. I think they're all great guys. If I could, trust me, if I could get away, I mean, I could. Technically, I'd make more than enough that I could easily spend lots of money.
It's a priority on what you want to spend on.
All right, it just doesn't.
I mean, on some level, I'm buying digital circles and squares and triangles and diamonds and arrows with my cold hard-earned cash when I could be buying something else,
like porn.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm not seeing any other questions. Did you see any other questions in there?
I don't see any yet.
I think I'm not seeing any more from Finn. So Finn, if you can let us know who is going to, or if we're going to do that, are we doing the ally code?
Promo. That's right. We're giving away somebody's ally code.
Yeah. So if we could figure that out, I think Finn may have died. Finn died, so we have no idea. So if we don't announce it tonight, we'll announce it the next night or the next show. We are going to be giving ally codes.
Yep.
So let's end the stream here.
Let's talk about what they need to do. First of all, we need
yes, we need subscribers. We need subscribers and views, guys, for the channel. So we need your guys' help to promote, get people to come into the Discord, support the game, support us, talking about the game. We do have this shop where we have our own merchandising. I always shout out MJ because he bought his wife the Reality Scoop Gamer panties. So he will always have a place in my heart. Will always be mentioned because that is the pimpest goddamn thing ever. Let's see. Oh, Finn has said that there is a winner. Is this right?
Winner, chicken dinner?
This is some bullshit. I think we need to do a recount.
Wait. There is a winner?
Yes.
I love this winner. Yes. I love this winner.
All right.
I'm super excited about it. I'm going to let you announce it, but I just saw who it was, and I'm like, that's freaking awesome.
That is awesome, and it's well earned. He's been a loyal follower.
He is. Super loyal.
Yep. It makes sense that he would get my ally code.
I totally agree.
Yep, and so the winner for this episode is going to be Bimatsu.
Yes, Bimatsu won.
So while we're doing that, I will send that to you personally.
There you
go.
I'll
send it to you on Discord, and you will be my buddy. You probably have better tunes than I do, so it will be a waste of space on your friend list, but that's okay. Probably like, B, hey, can I use your sun fact?
You can use his damn whistle. He does have a damn whistle. That's pretty sweet.
I know. So we can like, B, I need to show some tunes for the stream. Can you hook it up? But no, that's cool that we got Bimatsu. We got Bimatsu as the first winner. Well earned, my friend. Absolutely. All right, so let's do some announcements before you do the normal end. So for next week, we have a big announcement. We are going to be introducing some new gamer fuel from Urban Blaster.
For real? That's awesome.
Yes, new gamer fuel of the month. Last month it was pancakes. Oh my god, those pancakes, put a little syrup on it. Oh, if you haven't seen that video, go back 2 videos and watch that. You'd be pissing your pants laughing. It's so outrageous. So we'll be having Assassin Master himself, Urban Blaster, coming in with his crew probably. I don't know what the video is going to say or what he's going to be making, but it's going to be some gamer fuel. So if you've been up for 13 hours and you need to play, here's what you do. All right.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
It's huge.
The blood's going to flow. All right. So also next week, we'll also begin the 3 Strings of Christmas RSG contest. And I'm not going to say anything else but that. You have to tune in. It is the Christmas season. So we're going to be a little Christmassy and be doing some cool, fun stuff. So make sure you tune in next week to get the details. And then also in the community, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, there is a lot of guild turnover going on. So if you're looking for a guild, just come to Rogue-Based Discord. There are lots of guilds with some openings. Some like my guild, the Mighty Sai. If you are well, Team Instinct, talk to Grande. And even if you're not looking for a guild, just come to Discord, say hi. If you're a newer player, you can check our channel out. We have intro videos where we talk about the game
every single button in the game. We probably need to redo it for ships.
Yeah, we got to do ships, but we got
to redo the mega every button in the game video.
Oh god,
that took like 2 hours. Every button you could push in the game. Remember that?
Yeah, no, it was insane. My dick does hurt. Oh god, son of a bitch. God,
you just realized we needed to redo that.
I was like, I'll probably record some Lord of the Rings more videos, blah blah blah. Then you just said that, I'm like, well, there goes that.
Every button in the game video again.
God damn it. Jesus. Yeah, and check out Assassin Master video. Thanks for the
Assassin Master.
Yeah, he's a good friend and a friend of the show. We really
He was on like a couple shows back.
So. Yeah, we had him on. He was cool. All right, so let's end the stream. Let me pull up our ending little streamy thing. Oh no, I forgot the video. Oh no, what them rebels do? They killed it. They took his dog. Oh no. All right, subs. I have to go back and fix this. I forgot. OBS had crashed like 2 weeks ago. I lost every setting I had. I had to go back in. So I will fix this next time. Usually we have a nice little image of the game and some other stuff there. But subscribe, visit the website. We have the store. Go to Twitter. We have Facebook. I actually have the wrong goddamn ending stream up. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, everything. I didn't even.
I just looked. I was like,
I didn't even.
Oh my god! I put the wrong one up.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. It was fine. You could have just gone with it. Everybody would have been like, okay.
No, the true fans would know. They will hold your ass to the fire. Trust me. Be like, like the guy that just won the Ollie Code. Be monster. Like, hey Ranger, dumbass.
You got that messed up.
You need to eat more spam, bitch. And I'm like, oh, I can't say anything because I fucked up. But yeah, subscribe. We're the next big push is for 500 subscribers. We can only get there with your guys' help. So really help us out, guys. Spread the words of the videos. We really appreciate your support. We couldn't be here without you, and we do this for you guys. So we sincerely take the time out of our busy schedules, getting stink eye from the significant other things like that, because we care about the game, we care about your guys, and we want to give you guys some content. When I get the shit to work, right? I guess the first part of this video is going to be garbage, but what can you do? Hopefully the Great Finity can go in there and clean this crap up, which is what he usually does. He cleans up my messes. Subscribe, like, come into Rebel Discord afterwards.
Get that down before you get sued.
Yeah. But we always hang out in the Rebel Discord afterwards. Or is it the Reality Skewed Gaming Discord now? Yeah, we're in the Discord for Reality Skewed Gamers now. Yes, so come to the Reality Skewed Gamer one. That's a specific channel for this stream, but the Rebel Base Discord is where a group of community of all gamers go to. Just for this channel and for some of the guild stuff, there's also the Reality Skewed Gamer, which is where we will be after the show. Pretty much it's where Grande goes and entertains everybody for a little while and lampshade them, because usually after we get done streaming, I have to make up all my homework. So it's hard because as soon as I get done streaming, I have to go hit the books. College. It does the body good. Oh Christ! All right. So on that note, anything you want to add in, Grande, before we end the fun?
I think we're good. Just like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
All right. So on behalf of myself, Grande, the disappearing act that is Dark Lord Lampshade, the potato head himself.
Whatever happened to him?
Yeah, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
The same shit he does every stream. He pops on, he talks, and then all of a sudden he gets near his house in the middle of nowhere, whatever.
Yeah, he had to do dishes or something.
Yeah, he had to do dishes or scrub the toilet or, I don't know.
Something.
Fart around with his cats. Pretend he is a cat. Eat their food. Who knows? And, of course, big shout out to Finity, who works the scenes in the background. We haven't given up hope on you yet, Finity. Still hope. So on behalf of the Reality Skewed Gamers, Grande, myself, and the rest of the crew, thanks for joining, and we will see you guys next Wednesday.
See ya.
Peace.